Hey everyone, Steve Thomas here with our fourth and final part of How Do I Let It Go? Now, just to bring you up to speed, a little over a month ago, we put our first video out talking about 3 ways that I choose to let it go. Here's a little history on this. What is it that you do with those things in life that you cannot fix and that you cannot even really influence much at all? And it could come in all shapes and sizes, man. There's all kinds of things that we deal with in life like that. A little history on this. I was talking to a friend of mine when this whole coronavirus thing hit, and we were talking about how it was going to play out and what was happening right now and the condition of not just where we live, not just of the country, but also of the world, and how everybody in the world is kind of dealing with the same thing at the same time, maybe at different levels, but we're all kind of dealing with the same crisis. And I don't know that that's ever happened before. And in the context of conversation, in that we were talking about what we can fix. Nothing. We're talking about what can we really influence in this. We really can't influence much either. So what's the next option? We have to learn to let it go. But here's the problem with me, is that I realize that to tell somebody just to let it go can sound a little trite. It can sound a little oversimplified. It can even sound to me maybe a little disrespectful. And I don't mean it to sound any of those ways. But the point is that we have to somehow learn to let it go. So what does that mean? How do I let it go? I don't let it control me. I control it. The second thing we talked about was adjusting to context. If you don't adjust to context, trust me, it's going to get very, very difficult. The third way that I choose to let it go, and that's what we're talking about in this particular video, is somebody bigger than me has got this. Now, here's why I believe that. Because we are not wired and we are not created to walk through crisis and to walk through adversity and to walk through challenge alone. We are created to walk through it with someone. I personally believe that through this situation that we're in right now and that we're probably going to be in for a little while, that somebody bigger than me has got this. For me, that's God. I believe God's got this. Does that mean I'm not concerned about it? Of course I'm concerned about it. Does that mean I don't worry about it? I'm not much of a worrier anyway, so my worry diminishes a little bit when I believe that somebody bigger than me has got this. Here's another reason I believe that God's got this, is that in all my years, He has never, ever, ever let me down. In my darkest days, He has continued to prove Himself faithful. And He's not just proven Himself faithful at the status quo, but above and beyond. What it means is that I walk through this with the faith and the confidence and the trust that God has got this. Here's what's interesting, is that everybody watching this, you put your faith and you put your trust and you put your confidence in something. My question to you is, what are you putting your faith and confidence and trust in? See, here's what I believe. Everybody follows somebody. Everybody has chosen something or someone to pattern their life after. In your leadership, you've chosen something or someone to pattern your leadership after. That means you are following somebody. Who or what are you following? And for me, I just choose to follow. I just choose to follow Jesus. But here's where it gets a little sticky for some. They said, I don't want to have anything to do with religion. Well, truth of the matter is, be honest with you, I don't really want to have much to do with religion either, just for religion's sake. But what I've learned is that religion without Jesus doesn't make sense. And that's exactly why people don't want to have anything to do with religion, is because they're leaving Jesus out of the picture. See, Jesus didn't come to establish religion. He actually came to fulfill religion. So religion without Jesus is a little bit like jumping off the roof of your house and ignoring the law of gravity and expecting everything to turn out okay. Trust me, it is not going to turn out okay. Religion without Jesus is a little bit like kissing your sister. Now, I don't care how good looking your sister is. My guess is if you do that, you are not going to get the fulfillment that you probably were expecting. That is religion without Jesus. So here's the deal, man. Everybody follows somebody. Who or what are you going to follow? Everybody puts their faith in something bigger than them. Who or what are you going to put your faith into? For me, I'm telling you, that's where I'm going. God's got this, man. Andy Stanley says this all the time. If a guy shows up on the scene and predicts his own death and resurrection and actually pulls it off, that's who I'm going with. So, I hope this is challenging to you. At the same time, I hope it's encouraging to you. That's how I choose to let it go. Hey, real quick before you go, I want to show you a little preview of the next video series that's going to come out real soon. It's called the Doom and Gloom series. But here's what you need to know. If you don't like sarcasm, you're probably not going to like this much at all. Check this out.